Guys, happy Monday. So I just did a reel and it was talking about the fact that I love the fact that my life has changed and my office view has changed. But that also comes with the flexibility of being able to do what I need to do as a mom. So, one, thank you for being flexible with me with adjusting this time. Um, and two, it just really got me thinking about the benefits and blessings of being your own CEO or having this be as much or as little or whatever you want it to be. So for me, this business is my career. So I am a CEO of my business, and it comes with so many pros and so many benefits, but it also comes with this flexible lifestyle that can either work for you or against you. And I know you guys have heard me talk about the slight edge all the time. Um, the slight edge cuts both ways. So if you do the small things that you get to decide what you're doing, it will put you on that success curve. But if you also say, I'm my own CEO, I get to make my own schedule, and today I'm not doing anything, and then not doing anything turns into 2 days of not doing anything, turns into a week, turns into a month, turns into, oh my gosh, 3 months ago I had a goal and I'm not getting any closer to my goal because as CEO, I've just been living it up, not doing those small things. So this is kind of a middle of, I call it May-cember. It's like that month of May where it feels like, it's the end of school, the end of everything. We're getting ready for summer. Those of us with kids at home, it's crazy. You've got the parties and the exams and the graduations and the birthday parties or whatever it might be. And for me, this is kind of a like, okay, let's steer things back to yes, I do work from home. And yes, it is a huge blessing that I get to make my own schedule and do my own thing. But sometimes days pass and I'm like, oh, wait, I'm a CEO of my business, and me not doing what I need to be doing is going to have a ripple effect. So, this is kind of a little happy mid month of May refocus. Two things that I wanted to just read, just a quick summary, a few sentences that kind of always brings me back. Great success often starts from a tiny beginning, but there has to be a beginning. You have to start somewhere. You have to do something. And we're going to talk a little bit about action. If you add just 1% of anything, skill, knowledge, effort per day, in a year, you will have more than tripled your efforts. But you have to actually start and you have to actually add that 1% a day. Greatness is not something predetermined, predestined, or carved into your fate by forces beyond your control. Greatness is always in the moment of the decision. Um, I think that just for whatever reason, that just helps me feel either better or worse that I'm in control. And I tell my boys this all the time, like, listen, you don't just have to go where the wind takes you or follow the path of least resistance. You know what I mean? I want you to stand out and do the 1% that sets you apart and ahead of the whole group. That's just in my family. I want people to strive for excellence. And sometimes that feels hard. Like, why won't we just do what comes easy, right? Network marketing and choosing this as how you want to add some income to your family, how even just your health journey, we have to think better than the status quo. We have to say, I'm going to be willing to invest 1% into being specific with my day, time blocking what I need to, putting my products out so I remember to take them, knowing that I'm going to carve out 10 minutes, twice a day to be able to reach out or, make a post on social media or whatever the case might be. So this says the upward journey of success on the slight edge curve is available to anyone who is willing to do what it takes to get on the path and then stay on it. But it's only by being immersed in the process. It is a day by day progression that you will come to know on the road. That is how you will acquire and refine the skills and awareness that you'll need to master the slight edge, therefore, mastering your success and your life. But you have to take that first step. And after you take the first step, you have to take the next step and the next step and the next step. And I think that's where a lot of times, sometimes we feel like, um, what is my first step? What is my next step? What do I need to be doing? And I do want you to know that I'm here to help you with that. But there are also benefits to having that internal drive, that motivator. So I wanted to talk a little bit about, I remember when I was working as a nurse. And I remember thinking, so towards the end, I didn't I didn't have to work per se because John had a really good job as a nurse anesthetist. I felt this desire, and maybe even a little bit of a burden that I wanted to be able to participate in helping to pay down our nursing school debt, John's anesthesia school loans. I wanted to be a financial contributor. And it got to a place where I was like, I'm a nurse, I want to be able to work as a nurse. So I had lots of different varying stages of my career. When John was in anesthesia school, I was ICU and labor and delivery. And I worked for two different travel agencies. And every single shift, I didn't know what hospital I was going to be at or which specialty unit I was going to be in. And it was very, very stressful. I made really good money. And at that time, I was like, I'm going to do what it takes to be able to contribute to my family because we were starting out as newlyweds. Um, and so, although it felt uncomfortable, I still wanted to put that effort forth for I'm going to use my skills as a labor and delivery nurse. I am going to use my skills as an ICU nurse. I am going to be able to make myself available for whenever I need to because it was a really good travel pay. It was a really good call pay. It was a really good ICU and labor and delivery differential pay. And I just did what I had to do. I learned what I needed to, and I put those skills to good use. Um, Later on in my career, after I had Jackson and Logan, I also wanted to then go back to work. We were living in Slidell and I got a labor and delivery job, and I worked mostly nights and weekends so that John could be off to help with the boys. And we were just really flexible. And I really wanted to be able to participate in, again, building the life of our dreams. There was probably a year into that second phase of my career where I was working labor and delivery on the weekends when I had Jackson and Logan. They were toddlers and, a little older, that I started to get that tug in my heart. I would pull into the parking lot and take a deep breath and feel a little bit anxious about I'm going to be away from my family for the next 14 hours, and how that made me feel. And then the added stress of we are just starting to transition over to computer charting. That was a new thing. A lot of times we had to double chart computer charting and then back it up with paper charting as, the technology transitioned over. And there was a season right before I found Plexus where I was like, I know I need to be doing something and I want to help bring in a paycheck to our family, but is this it? Is this all there is? And when I was introduced to Plexus, it was the first time that I was able to open my eyes to where a world was unlocked of there is another way. There is something different out there. And when I started to create that vision for what this looks like, it became so ingrained. It was visceral. And this is leading up to something that I'm going to read to you. It was a visceral feeling of I don't want that pulling into that labor and delivery parking lot. I don't want to feel the anxiety. And I would get physically ill thinking, what is my patient load going to be? Who is the OBGYN on call? Who is the charge nurse going to be? Like all of those thoughts and feelings and emotions for what that meant for me to be contributing financially for what those 12-hour night shifts looked like for me. Found Plexus, and it was a scary transition, but I had enough of that where I didn't think that that was my answer anymore. And then learning that, oh my goodness, I can learn new skills. I can learn a new business model. I can learn how to apply my strengths and abilities into something. And yes, it's going to feel very uncomfortable, but if I create enough of a vision for myself, that will drive me to do that 1% more every day, to be that 1% better in something new, because I wanted to contribute to my family financially, but I didn't want to leave my family anymore. I wanted to work from home. So when I found Plexus and realized the opportunity that I had, it was like this whole new world was unlocked. And I started allowing myself to dream bigger and to just the feelings and the emotions and everything that went with it built from one convention to the next of what's possible and what I needed to do to make this work. All of that to be said, this book, Mach 2 with Your Hair on Fire, it's all about vision work. I just need you guys to know that almost 16 years into this network marketing journey, I still listen to podcasts almost every day. I still try to read at least one page of something in a book every day. Um, I always have something in my ear where I am feeding and growing and learning. Mindset takes a daily reset, reboot, recharge, and to stay on track. And I am telling you what, when you decide to be your own CEO, which we're all CEOs of our lives, right? We all get to make choices and decisions, even if network marketing is not a part of it. This is the added layer of network marketing is a vehicle that if we apply this 1% and use the slight edge to our advantage. And if we have a vision that is so crystal clear for what we want in life, knowing that Plexus can be a tool and a vehicle to help achieve that, that is my driving force. That is why I wake up and think about, I need to check my back office. I need to see who needs me. I need to see who's getting started on their product. Like all of this natural activity for what my action steps need to be on a regular basis is driven by this internal self-motivated vision for what I have for my life. Um, I don't ever want to not have the opportunity to say, am I going to go on this incentive trip, right? Whether it's earning leaders retreat or earning the big destination trips for Emerald and above. Um, this year we'll see what September looks like. You know, I've qualified and gotten my invitation or whatever, but having the opportunity to say yes to a 5-star resort, either in Mexico or Hawaii or Punta Cana or whatever the case might be, that is something on my vision. Traveling with my husband and traveling with my family, that drives me. That's a motivator. Being completely debt free was a huge motivator, and we can check that off our list. There's lots of things. But this is a summary of success tips for what vision work and mindset work and vision casting can do for your journey. And I want you to just listen to this for a minute, because I do feel like, you know, I used to do workshops and seminars on developing your why and vision casting. And I feel like I need to get back to that, because when you have that internal motivator of the vision being so clear for where you're going and what you want, the how am I going to get there kind of falls into place, right? It's not, oh my gosh, I can't believe I have to start new conversations today, or I don't want to get into new Facebook groups today, or I don't want to go to coffee with a new friend, or I don't want to put myself in these situations that feel uncomfortable. Your vision has such a gravitational pull to it that that doesn't feel like a have to. It feels like I get to and I want to. So a few little bullet points about vision. Vision is how you see, hear, and feel yourself performing any given goal. So there is a difference between goals and vision. So goals are not visions, but visions are goals. Goals are statements of what you want. Visions are statements that are affirming you now have it and affirming how that will make you feel. Visions are vastly more powerful than actually just setting that goal. Replace your current visions with ones that match your goals and where you want to be. You already have a vision for everything that you can imagine yourself doing. You will be motivated to the degree that you envision a performance that contrasts with how you currently perform. And motivation looks like enthusiasm, courage, physical energy, creativity, and persistence. And I don't know about you, but if I were making a dream board today, I would probably get a big fat hot pink Sharpie and I would write courage, physical energy, creativity, persistence. Those to me feel like such powerful words that can drive us into what we want out of life. You can train yourself to believe your visions through spaced repetitions of watching the movie of your life. He has several chapters in here where he talks about um, you need to be able to have such a clear vision and concept of what you want out of life that it's almost like you can watch the movie of your life playing out, and you have your brain working for you for I'm already on that trip. I'm already driving that Lexus. I'm already earning this amount of dollars, which is doing this for my family. Watching that movie of your life, because then your brain says, well, that's happening. How are we going to make it happen? And it works for you to help convince you that it's possible. I think it's Napoleon Hill, that says you can achieve anything you believe. What your mind can conceive and believe you can achieve, or something like that. So all of this to be said, mindset and having your mind right daily and working on your vision and your mindset, that is, I would say 80% of the lift and the what feels heavy in network marketing, and becoming so crystal clear in all of those things that you're like, okay, awesome. Now the action is just going to fall into place. So he says you need to create lists of what you want. Um, I don't want to like overwhelm you, but here's an example. So let me just give you an example. I don't love this example, but it's the only one that he gives, and I want you to hear the difference. So a goal is just saying, I'm losing 20 pounds. Okay. That doesn't work for giving you a driving force. I know he says, oh yeah, losing 20 pounds because you want to weigh 120. So an example of vision work around that and what your brain can do is, I now weigh 120 pounds after losing 20 pounds and look fabulous in my new size 6 outfit. I love the new, fresh, clean, healthy me. I smell great. I sleep great. I feel great. I'm an inspiration to those around me. I love the freedom of financial success and wisdom. My credit score is 780, and I'm now saving money every month, and it's compounding away. It's not just I want to lose 20 pounds. Do you guys feel the difference of I want to lose 20 pounds versus that entire visceral see, smell, hear, taste, touch? What does that accomplishment actually do for your life in creating that vision? So if you have not, mid-month May, where we are now, we're halfway through the year. I mean, this is insane. My whole life is flashing before as I have all of these milestones. Um, you need to create what you want. What is the vision for what you want this month, this year, the next 5 years, the next 10 years? What is it that you want in retirement? In stay-at-home mom life, there are so many things, but we have to have our brains work for us. So when I was working on like this list that I posted on the Team Momentum page and shared it to you guys for what some of those like action steps look like. This was some of the work that I did this morning that created this post. Big goals and vision requires daily action. We can say that our goal is to enroll 3 new VIPs, right? But what does that need to look like? So that's the breakdown for if you were to go back on social media for the last 7 days. This is what I ask myself. If I were to give it myself an audit for people who I've been in contact with and what people see that I'm putting outwardly, and I say social media because social media is free and it gives you an unlimited reach and access to tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people if we want, right? I had that picture of Logan checking Hudson out of his class at school to just give him a hug because he was moving away for the summer and had not seen his little brother. And it reverse posted to Instagram, and I didn't mean for it to, but I haven't figured out that setting yet. And I posted it and just didn't think anything of it. And I checked my notifications on on Facebook, but not as much on Instagram. I went back yesterday. I was looking for something and I went back and looked. That one picture of Logan hugging his little brother in the school hallway had 10.8 thousand views. That is a 10.8 thousand eyeballs on something that I shared, a reach that I didn't have to do anything for. So when I say auditing social media and looking back to that, that is just because for the last 6 years of my business, all of my business has come from social media. The first 5 years was a really hard run with in-person weekly meetings, opportunity of a lifetime events, sip and sees, and that still works and that's still great. And we're actually getting back to more of that. But I use social media 99% of the time and have people join me who I would not have otherwise had access to had I not been consistently sharing on social media. So that's just your two cents for that. So when I say go back and look over the last 7 days, in the last 7 days, if somebody saw you on social media, would they know that you are on a health journey, taking wellness products? Would they know that you are setting goals and working towards financial goals with a business opportunity? And would they know that this could be something for them? Have there been any invites? Have there been any calls to action? Have there been any posts that created enough curiosity that somebody would say, I see what Laura's doing. I wonder if that's for me. Or I see what Laura's doing. That is for me. And I need to ask her about. Most of the leads for the people that join me are come to me now. And that is lots of hard work with lots of sharing. There are times when I'm like, okay, I need to go do some reach outs, because I need to start new conversations and expand my network and all of that. But I gave ideas for today for post something, be a human being. A health struggle, a win, what your routine is, what made you have better energy? Do you have a before and after? What's your skincare? Do you have a gut health story? Did you take a walk today? Did you make your shake today? Did you make your purple protocol? It's almost 11. It's time for all of us to on our gut health support, GLP-1 support. Yep, there you go, to make our purple drink. Do a quick story, make a quick video, throw it up there. I literally this morning was my morning routine now is I'm drinking my coffee and I'm getting golf balls out of the yard because this is first shot, bad shot. It was the PGA championship this weekend. Everybody was out playing golf. So this morning I was walking in my yard picking up golf balls. I did a 6-second video of my feet walking on grass. And I just turned that into a reel today. I did not overthink the 6 seconds. I did not say anything on there. And here's a tip for you, pro tip. I went to my memories on Facebook and the caption that I used today is a caption that I used 3 years ago. Guess what? Nobody remembers that I used that caption 3 years ago. I was feeling completely like my brain is mush. I got a 75 sleep score last night. I tossed and turned all night. I couldn't turn my brain off. Like it's not working for me this morning, but it's Monday. I woke up. I'm choosing to be motivated. I'm choosing to have physical energy. I'm choosing to be inspired. I got a memory caption from 3 years ago. I did a 6-second video and boom, there's a reel that says, this is my office today. I have a business opportunity and I'm grateful that this is my office for today. So you don't have to overthink it. And I actually would challenge you for the next 3 days, 5 days, 7 days, see how fast you can throw up a post and not overthink it, right? Don't be a perfectionist with it. And I will say, Rebecca's on, and Rebecca, your posting is so next level amazing with your meal, your activity, your supplements. You're doing the 4 pictures that gives you the great clear shot. You're doing the summary, and you're not getting a lot of likes and engagement, but you better believe people are watching. I'm watching. I see it every single day, and I need you better about posting because it's inspiring me. But having that routine in your brain of I'm just going to post what I'm doing today, and I am going to show up consistently because guess what? If you are showing up consistently every day, you are on the slight edge to success and you are doing 1% more than a whole lot of the population. You are doing 1% more than a lot of people. And that's that affirmation of you walking in that vision of here's my goals and I'm eating. This is what I'm eating. This is what I'm doing to move my body. These are the supplements I'm taking and this is how I'm feeling. And I think it's a great strategy and it's an amazing social media win. And you will start getting more eyeballs on it, and you will see people who are going to be like, okay, I didn't think you were going to make it a week, but now you've made it a month, and now you've made it 6 months. That's why one year I said I am going to close all 3 rings on my Apple Watch every day for 365 days, and I don't care how I do it. If it's having to do squats for 3 minutes before I get in bed because I haven't closed my move ring or whatever the case might be, I wanted to be I wanted to prove to myself that I could be consistent in something. And when you're consistent in one thing, then you can be consistent in more things. And I don't want you guys to go days, weeks, months without putting something out there on social media because people are watching. And even better, go to your stories because that expires in 24 hours. And half of the people that you have following you aren't even going to see your story. So practice getting comfortable with doing some behind the scenes in your stories because it disappears in 24 hours, right? That's kind of the thing for me. Like, oh, well, if it was a little cringe or if it was a little bit awkward or if it was a little bit whatever, it's going to be gone in 24 hours and that doesn't matter. But people will learn to know, like, and trust you through your stories and through what you share. So audit yourself. Do people know that you are on a wellness journey? Do people know that you have a business opportunity to offer? Do people know that this is a part of your life? And if not, how can you post about it? So I gave some examples for how to message people, just connection. Conversation and connection is everything. You probably could sit down right now and comment on 10 people's graduation posts. I guarantee you guys have been seeing graduations in your newsfeed this last week and weddings, lots of weddings and engagements. Just love on people, right? Be happy for people. And then anyway, go to the team page with all of I gave you a lot of action steps. So post something, be human, message people, don't be weird, follow up with people. People who are watching your stories and change it up a little bit. So there's this weird phenomenon that happens, and I'll just tell you guys. My views were down. I was only getting 20 people who are seeing my stories. Like this whole, I know it's because I've been posting so much about my kids and they're probably unfollowing me like crazy. Like, okay, enough already. You love your kids and you've got a lot going on. Without fail, when I post something about what Logan's doing and where he's going, which this time yesterday, it was a screenshot from a 3-minute FaceTime. He was literally shopping at Walmart and knew that he had 3 minutes while he was checking out to say, hi, Mom, I love you and I miss you, which completely melted my heart. I posted the dang screenshot of the FaceTime and now I have 400 views on my stories. It's just something different that changes up the algorithm. So if you haven't posted your puppy in a while, or if you haven't posted your backyard in a while, like find something different that people don't really know about you or you don't show them a lot of and post that and see if it kind of flips your algorithm a little bit. Because that's what did it for me. Get a win before noon, which is already 11. Some of you, it's already noon because of where you live, but just don't wait. The point is like, get off this call and keep your butt in your chair for 10 more minutes and make a post, do a story, do a follow-up. And then this week's focus, we're going to help 3 new people get started, help 1 person believe that they can do this business and can share because we still have double bonuses and all of those things. Stay plugged into the team chats. We've got the amazing Diamond Panel call tonight. Those calls are next level awesome. And I'll try to get a list of the recordings for you guys so I can have them like pinned on the team page. They are so good. Borrow my belief that you've got this. You are enough. You have everything you need that it takes to be successful. Have vision and know that just showing up and being consistent, you are already way ahead. But being your own CEO is a mix. It can be a blessing or a curse because we can do anything or we can do nothing, and it's all up to us. And that is a lot. And so just remember that someone in your circle is exhausted, somebody you know is inflamed, someone that you know right now is frustrated, discouraged, financially stressed, and giving up on themselves. And you have health, hope, and happiness that can be the answer for everything that they are looking for. So I have all of that written out. I did a picture of my kid's graduation, but I have all that written out for you guys. And I hope that that is helpful. And I'm sorry for the time change, but I wanted to get here and chat with you guys, and I will post the recording. But I'll stop the recording, and then if you guys have any questions or comments or anything, I can stay on for a little bit longer. So thank you guys so much for jumping on. Oh my gosh, was that recorded? Okay, I think it was. Okay, good.